Vince, what's up, my man?
Hey, what's happening, guys?
Dude, if you let me down, I'm going to look like the biggest a-hole in the world. I have talked you up from the beginning, the entire time. You have the entire nation and my reputation on the line, all right? No pressure, buddy. No pressure.
Okay, well, that's good. You're not the only one. So, I mean, pressure makes diamonds. So we'll see what we can do here.
Awesome, man. Watching that back, how great does it feel?
Oh, it feels good. I mean, seeing like it's crazy because like in the moment you forget the little things and just like adrenaline's pumping. So yeah, finally getting to see it back, it was quite crazy. I actually thought I hit my head on the table on the way down. So I'm glad I didn't. But yeah, that the first crack was something else, man. If he could have just stepped back a little bit, like he's dangerous. He's definitely a dangerous welterweight coming up.
Man, that first round, like, what were you thinking at that point? Like, were you thinking like, man, this is going to be a long night?
It's always how I start fights. I don't know what it is. It's like I slowly, like, I don't know. I need that first slap to really wake me up and get me into it. And then after that, it's like I slowly progress as the fight goes on. So, got to make it interesting. Got to keep it fresh. And yeah, never count me out. That's all I got to say, even when I do hit the canvas.
100%. Looking back at it, the ref, definitely gave you every ability for that match to continue.
Oh yeah.
Like how much were you worried? Because I mean, it went right to the very end. I didn't know, what was going to happen there, like if it was going to go or not. And he said, okay, you're good. Like, are you cognitive of it, or was there a moment there that kind of where you blurred and maybe not remember the rest of the match from that point on?
No, like I remember hitting the canvas and the first thought was pop back up. Like it was just like that instinctual. And then I just remember hearing Terp like, stay down. And I could kind of feel my feet not quite there yet. And I was like, okay, no, just take a second, breathe. And then I was kind of like just walking myself through it. And then I heard 6, 7, I started feeling good. I could feel my feet underneath me. I'm like, okay, just stand up on 6, make it look as good as possible because I was worried about the judges. And I forget the ref's name, but he ended up making me walk to the left a little bit. So I was like, it was good to like make sure that I was fully there. And of course, yeah, let me continue. And I was, fortunate for that. And I'm glad that he did, because I felt like I definitely was ready to continue and deliver a good blow. And I did. So, yeah.
Talk to me about Rob's chin and his toughness.
Yeah, well, Rod had an interesting defense, honestly. Like especially for the first round, he kind of like his role it was really interesting to me. But yeah, like the second round, he didn't quite do it. And I got him right on the button where where he definitely said that, that was a good one. So I was kind of like, okay, so I knew I kind of had him there, and I was like, okay, if I can just kind of do this one more time, hopefully I can drop him and kind of even out the scoreboard. And then of course he clubbed me, so I was like, okay, well, maybe this is looking a little bit better in my favor, but I still felt like I had to drop him in order to kind of, more or less get that one back and boost it and guarantee that win. But yeah, still split decision. So, I mean, it was close, a little closer than I would have liked, to be quite honest.
Let's play the fight. Can you see it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You can see it. Everything good?
Yep.
Awesome. So both you guys coming in under the weight cap, seeing obviously you're striking first. Talk to me what's going through your mind here.
Oh yeah, I was happy that I won the coin toss, and I'm just running through my basic things that I do to make sure my distance is right, my measure's good, and then I'm going to be hitting clean and hopefully dropping my opponent. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that looked almost high, but it's like I said, he kind of rolled, and how he rolled almost could have been maybe a flinch. I mean, I think I can't forget this ref's name, but I think he even mentioned that in the fight as well, that you got to be careful because you're going to get called the next time or something like that. So.
Correct. Yeah.
Which is good that we got the warning and stuff. So, nothing against that. That's good. But yeah, this was the money shot right here.
Yeah. I mean,
Rob's distance was really good.
I mean, very unassuming guy for sure. I mean, he comes in and, he's got the bottle, he's got the smoke, but the guy's throwing lasers like that.
The dude, like you would never expect it. And like, I mean, like, you see him in the house and like the dude's eating raw onions and like just dark chocolate and just like you're thinking to yourself, like, there's no way that this guy can take a shot. And then I mean, like him and Tyler, like he moved on. I'm like, okay, like obviously don't underestimate this guy because, you know, I think everybody is. And sure enough, he's going to surprise everybody. And sure enough, I'm glad I thought that because I kind of underestimated Dom a little bit. But for this fight, I definitely wasn't underestimating Ron at all. And I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Because he definitely brought it.
Here's the strike that you believe was the best of the fight. You did more damage this first time than the first round. What was the adjustment that you think you made?
Honestly, I moved my foot positioning a little bit on it just because how he had his angle of his jaw. So I just kind of changed a few angles and it was good. I had him slurring there for a little bit. So it was and he even admitted that it was a wild strike. It was a good one.
Yeah, so we see him come back here. Obviously we get, the commentating from Dana and Frank.
Which is awesome. I think that is just incredible. I'm glad that they did that.
100%. Yeah, it's something that I enjoy too. So he gets called for it here. Deducting of a point. So you kind of think this is the turning point for you, where you say your confidence kind of changed at that moment, where you're like, okay, now it's almost at an even playing field now with that knockdown, and now that you've got that opportunity to finish it here in the final rounds.
Yeah, that was definitely in my head. I was like, okay, as long as I can stay on my feet. And as long as I can deliver, a massive blow again, I should have this in the bag. But again, you never know, right? So I was hoping to really just drop him and end the night. You know what I mean? I'm always going for the finish, but hats off to him. He's a tough dude, and don't underestimate him by any means.
Yeah, 100%. That third strike looks very, very reminiscent of the first strike. He kind of went back there, and Rod obviously showing off his his strong chin. And almost that lackluster demeanor. I mean, it's quite interesting. It's not your typical athlete, but the guy's going up there, man, and truly performing here. So
that's just it. He has his style and it works for him. So, I mean, I have to give him hats off to him.
So going to the decision here, how confident are you?
I would say I was probably 60-40. For me, I felt like the club was really a good, it really sealed the deal. It gave me that extra point because that second round, you could have went either way. And I think that's how the one judge had it anyways, was that second round was kind of the debating round. And it kind of, so yeah, but luckily I pulled it out. And I think I gave him stronger blows. It was just a matter of him being able just to tough through it. And his defense was good. Like he had a really good role and he was good at it. So, I mean, it's like I said, I got to give my hats off to him. Hell of an opponent.
Awesome, man. One last one for me. Since the house, you obviously had some time here. They've edited and stuff up. What are you doing now differently than you did before you went in the house?
So I would definitely say like my strength and conditioning has changed, like my regimen. I've definitely made a lot of adjustments. Like my program kind of going into the house was it was pretty lax compared to what I'm doing now. I'm definitely, focused up on certain things, and I'm still going through a body recomposition too, trying to lower the body fat percentage, all that fun stuff. But yeah, no, it's been going really well. I'm a little bit bigger than I was originally, so which is good, but I'm still, within weight to cut and to make weight or the weight limit, the 171 or whatever, 171, whatever it is. But yeah, so, I'm pretty confident that my next match you're going to see a lot different version of me. And even my defense, I'm changed up. My strike has changed very slightly. I saw a lot of the comments actually on the live stream that everybody was really enjoying my slap. So I appreciate all that, but I think you're going to see a little something different on the live event when I finally get the call. So be looking forward to that.
Awesome, my man. Ding, over to you.
Vince, great to talk to you again, man. Congratulations on a hard-fought victory.
Appreciate you.
You had a weird situation, right? Because you ended up switching coaches due to both of you guys losing your opponents. What were the major differences in between Austin Turpin and Robert Trujillo?
The biggest difference I would say would be Turp was more like he would build you up on defense, it just differently. Like, you know what I mean? Like yeah, Robert's more of a stoic, you know what I mean, calm, collected, but like when he says something, you listen. You know what I mean? He's just that kind of guy. Where Terp, he's gonna say whatever is on his mind, and you know what I mean. You just gotta kind of roll with it and just kind of like, you know what I mean, work with his energy. You know what I mean? He just has that energy. So and I, even going out, I kind of told him like, on offense, I just want to be calm and just focus in and locked in, and then on defense, like, go nuts. I want to hear you is what I told him. And that's exactly what he did. And even if you watch the video back, that literally, that's exactly what he did. And it was perfect. It was exactly what I needed. And it worked. It paid off. So felt bad giving Robert the L, but unfortunately business is business. And I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah, so talking about kind of your transition from round 1 to round 2, obviously, you take a little bit of a tumble in round 1. So if we're scoring that, it would likely be 10-9, Rod, right? Then you go into round 2, you clearly win that round, but then Rod also gets the club, which now puts it at a 10-8. So you go 19-18 going into round 3, which means for him, I mean, you have to get a 10-8 to do anything but draw the fight. Yeah. Meaning you would have to lose by, you'd have to have that 8 and he'd have to have 10, which really makes it hard, so I think for me, the foul was the turning point in the match where it was like, now it's almost impossible for you to win this fight unless it's got to be a stoppage or he's got to either drop you, in emphatic fashion, or you have to foul also. But Corey talked about it earlier. You start round 1, you get dropped. For you to come back that way is impressive. And not only that, but also win. I was a little disappointed and surprised that they don't actually tell you the scores. You hear Kerry Hadley announce the winner. They don't tell us what the judges.
No, I was even asking Rod in DMs, like, do you remember what the scores were? I don't even think they read them out. It was just like they went, judge so-and-so, Rod, judge so-and-so, me. And then winner by split decision. And you know what I mean? My heart was racing out of my chest. I'm like, no way, split decision. I was getting flashbacks of my amateur boxing career. Like my second fight, same thing happened. And it was like, oh no. I was like, you know what I mean? And then luckily I got the nod and I was happy about it. But I mean, yeah, it was a lot closer than I was expecting. And it kind of threw me off when I was like, okay, I thought for sure I had round 2. And then I thought I had round 3 as well, because, I thought I ate it better and I delivered a, more damaging strike. Is how the kind of the rule sets go, right? So, yeah, in my mind, I kind of had it, but it was, it was always closer than I thought. You know what I mean? Especially with the drop, I thought, well, maybe they gave an extra point to him with the drop, so I wasn't really sure on how the scorecards were really going to be drawn out, and then of course split decision. So, yeah, it was a wild one, and I definitely need to kind of look into that so that I can definitely score the match a little bit better in my favor for the next time if we do come down to that point. But it's like I said, I'm always going for the finish. That's the goal. I'd rather be made a highlight or be making highlights than going to the cards or leaving it to the decision of the judges, because you never know, right? So
yeah, very entertaining fight nonetheless. I mean, so now that brings you up to 2-0. What's next for you, man? There's a 10 ranked guys in the welterweight division.
Well, yeah, I'm waiting on the call, and I'm ready for anybody. Well, you know what I mean? Like anybody in the top 10, I'm ready to get that live event experience underneath my belt. And yeah, depending on a fight or two, I think if I can get go 3-0, 4-0, I should be up there in the contention talk, and hopefully get my shot at Blackburn or whoever's champ at that time. So. But I definitely think Blackburn's going to be champ for a while. I think he's going to be the first, true champ in our division. And I can't wait to have that match when it does come time. So it'll be a legacy match, and it'll be one for the ages. I think me and Blackburn will put one hell of a show on. You know what I mean? And he never disappoints. And yeah, you'll never expect a boring fight from me. Let's put it that way. If I haven't shown it already, anyways.
Yeah, man. Again, congratulations, and I think you've built up. I saw the comments also in the live show, and I think people are excited to see you fight. And again, it was a drag 'em out war with Rod, and so hats off to you, man. Congrats.
Appreciate you guys, both of you, working hard over there.
100%. Not sure if you see the comments, man. Nate Bernard's pumping you up real good right now in the comments.
Oh, I appreciate it, Nate. You're the man.
Yeah,
Big
dude,
dog.
lots of good love there from
Yeah.
you and your Dean as well. An interesting comment. He was a super fan at first, got his shot, and now he's killing it. Did you view yourself like that?
100%. 100%. Yeah, no, that's really well put, actually. I was just actually going to say that. Nate nailed it right on the head. It started off as just being a fan, just the love of the game and the sport in general. Like I always tell my story is like I literally watched Dumpling in a barn slapping the piss out of people, and then it moved to like a factory or warehouse or something like that. And then it was like all of a sudden it was kind of over in the United States for a little bit, but not really sanctioned or regulated yet. And then boom, Dana White, popped it up, and I was like, I'm going to wait till the rules get a little ironed out and they start figuring stuff out, and then I definitely want a shot. And it's funny because I said to my wife, I was like, I could do this. And she's like, if you do, just make sure you're all the way in. Like, don't just put like a toe in, don't be 50% in, like your other, balls deep or don't do it at all. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to do this. And then I started training, lost a bunch of weight, completely changed my body, recomposition around. And yeah, it was a step in the right direction. So I really got to, thank Power Slap for giving me the opportunity, but also helping me change my life around too, getting in better shape, getting healthier. And of course, give me a platform to perform something that I love. And I've been a super fan of for how long. So it's incredible. And then, hats off to everybody that competes. I got nothing but respect for anybody that wants to go up there. It's, we say it all the time. Anybody can get hit on the button and go down at any time. All it takes is the right technique and the right placement, and it could happen to any of us. So it's, to see some of the comments that it's like, oh, this is no skill. It's like, there's a lot more to it than what meets the eye. And it's hard to see until you're actually up there and you're performing to actually, grasp everything at that time. But I think as people get more knowledgeable of the sport, I think a lot of views are going to change very quickly on, especially seeing some of these athletes coming in now. And I'm sure future athletes are going to be, just as better or just as good, if not better. Right. So we're definitely seeing it grow and expand, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Let me try to do something interesting. Sorry, Court. If we were on a real stage setting, right, live in person, you'd be walking backstage right now as you exit, and another person will be coming in. So I want to give you the opportunity to walk past the person that's going to be coming in. Somebody that I think you know very well, Rod Alavi, man.
Hey, my boy.
What's up, guys?
What's up, homie?
What's up?
Not much, brother. How are you?
I'm great, man. It was phenomenal to watch, bro. We had a good one.
Finally got to watch it back, man. What a war.
Know, right?
What an absolute war.
It was phenomenal, man. I wish they put more in. The story was there to be told, The story was there to be told.
That's just it. Like, I'm glad that they kind of showed, like, okay, guys weren't medically cleared, and we had to face off, and we manned up, and we put on a hell of a show. That's for sure. So, I mean, it was funny because me and Ron were talking in the house. Do you remember when we were in the house and we're like, we really didn't want to fight each other? And like, we were roommates and everything too, but we're like, we really don't want to fight each other. And I said to you, I was like, watch, we're going to end up fighting in the finale just because we said this. And sure enough, I mean, if that was pretty much the welterweight finale, is in my mind, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
because there's no more welterweights left. That was it.
I knew you were the toughest one there. I was doing the numbers. I was like, well, there's Waylon, there's Neil, and I was looking at you, and I was like, this is for sure going to be the toughest one. For sure, it's going to be the toughest one, and it was. So, hats off to you, brother.
Yeah, vice versa, man.
Your division is seems to be tuning in.
Blackburn, what's up, Blackburn?
There he is. Defend my title, yeah, Hall of Famer. There you go.
Well, Vince, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Jump over to Rod, man. Great fight. Congratulations on the win. Thank you for joining us. And as you know, you always have a home here at Slap News.
Appreciate you guys. Take care. Enjoy your night, everybody.
Brother.
Have a good night, brother.